So what's the point of this intro? Hey guys, what's good? It's Ray. Let's not ever do that again. I don't know why I did it, or thought it was a good idea. Yeah, anyways, it's 2020, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting really old. So far, it seems like a good year for video games. I mean, it's only been like 12, 13 days up to this point, and no games has actually came out yet. But that means, though I'm like, what, 2 weeks late, I still have an opportunity to cover a lot of games I'm looking forward to that's coming out in 2020. Okay, so different from a lot of the list out there, there are 3 rules I've put on this list, which is A. Wait, what are the rules I'm going to put on this list again? Rule number 1. This list is not going to include any games without a release date, so there could be some amazing titles like Breath of the Wild 2 that might be released in 2020. I'm not going to include any of those titles because why put false expectation? Rule number 2. This list is not going to include any rumored titles, so I'm talking about games like, Pokemon Gen 4 Remake, which is pretty much a thing, but as long as it's not official yet, I'm not going to include it. And rule number 3, I don't need this anymore. Rule number 3, there won't be any horror games on this list because I don't personally play them. So if you don't see Resident Evil 3, which is definitely going to be a great game on this list, don't kill me for that. Alright, with that said, let's get started. Alright, so there are quite a games to go through today, so I'll try to make things quick, but the first game on the list that's coming out this Friday is Dragon Ball Kakarot, and Kakarot is the name of Son Goku, the protagonist, as a Saiyan. I don't know why I'm explaining this, but yeah, Dragon Ball as an anime, all the way from the original Dragon Ball to the end of Dragon Ball Z, is definitely in my top 3 Japanese anime of all time, and the Saiyan saga all the way until the end of the Cell saga was just amazing. It was some of the best experience I've ever had with Japanese anime shows. The whole Majin Buu turning people into cookies thing got a little weird, but hey, no anime's perfect. But anyways, Dragon Ball Kakarot is set for the player to experience the whole timeline of the Dragon Ball Z show again, which on one hand I'm super excited about, and on the other hand I'm just a little concerned about where the story's going. Because throughout Dragon Ball Z, Son Goku, the protagonist, doesn't actually have a development trend. It's more focused on his first son, Son Gohan, which was initially going to be the next protagonist, but Goku was too popular, so they had to bring him back. Anyways, a lot of anime stuff. If you are a fan of the Dragon Ball series, or you've watched Dragon Ball Z a million times like I have, this game is a must-buy. You cannot miss out on this game. The second and third I'll talk about together because they are technically both re-releases. The first one is Ring Fit Adventure, which I initially thought was just another Labo kit, so I didn't pick up my own copy. I do regret that, so I will pick it up in February, and I do look forward to a Ring Fit challenge of some sort that I'm going to give myself to get rid of this fat and filthy body. And the next one is Warriors Orochi 4. Now, what's cool about this game is, while you may think this is just another Warrior-style game, it's actually one of the more interesting ones out there, because this game has both characters from Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors, which are like the 2 OG series out of all Warrior-style games. So they came before Hyrule Warriors, Fire Emblem Warriors, even the next Persona 5 Scramble, whatever you call it. All those series came way after Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors. So Warriors Orochi 4 Ultimate is releasing on Valentine's Day. If you're single like me and have no one to spend your time with, let's join each other in this game. The next 2 games I'll talk about together as well because they are released on the same day, one being a re-release, well, not a re-release, a port, and the other being a VR game. And I'm pretty sure this is the first VR game I am going to cover on my channel because I don't have a PSVR. So the first game is Room Factory 4, which is a 3DS port. I've never heard of the game or played it, and from the graphics I've been seeing so far, it looks very, very well like a 3DS product. But it does seem like it has a cool concept, and I would definitely play it a bit before Animal Crossing comes out, which is my most anticipated farming title for 2020 so far. And the second game we'll cover is Iron Man VR. Now, I'm personally not a big fan of VR games just because my head gets funny when I play VR games for too long. In fact, I don't own a PSVR but it's Iron Man, and I've been like a Marvel fan for like forever, so there's no way I'm gonna miss out on this one. I will find a way to play it, most preferably without buying a PSVR. But yeah, both these games are releasing on the 28th of February. So just 4 days after the release of those two games, on the 3rd of March, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake coming out. Do I have to explain why I'm picking this game up? Do I? Well, I kind of do, because it's a little too ancient for me. I've actually never played the original, but hey, it's arguably the best Final Fantasy game of the Final Fantasy series, which has like 200 games or something, so even out of curiosity, there's no way I'm missing out on this one. On the 20th of March, which is 2 days before my birthday, there's two games coming out on the same day, and I for sure will be stuck in a paradox of which one to play first, because they are just a tiny little different from each other. Those two titles are Animal Crossing, which, as I've just said, my most anticipated farming title in 2020, and Doom Eternal. So you know, there's like a slight difference in gaming content. You know, one's like chill, friendly, farming, making friends, and the other is like killing, shooting, fighting alien-like zombies in outer space. So you know, slight difference in gaming content, and I'll decide which one I want to play first on the day. 31st of March, the last day of the first quarter, and also the release of my most anticipated game in the first quarter of 2020, Persona 5 Royal. So, a couple months ago, earlier in my YouTube channel, I made a video talking about 5 video games I've played for 100 plus hours, including the original Persona 5, which I played for like 110 hours. And trust me, when Persona 5 Royal comes out with additional content, additional characters, I'm gonna play that for like another 100 hours. So yeah, not sure if my life's amazing or it sucks, but if you guys are looking to buy just one game to last you for quite a while, Persona 5 Royal could be one of the best options out there in 2020. 10th game on this list, releasing on the 16th of April. Do I need to go further? If any of you don't know which game I'm talking about, you are the biggest loser. I'm playing. So the game that is to be released is Cyberpunk 2077. That's all I'm gonna say. Next. Remember how I just said I'm like the biggest MCU fan you will find in Australia? Well, yeah, so of course I'm looking forward to Marvel's Avengers. So why don't I sound excited? Well, I gotta admit, the E3 kind of disappointed me because I was looking for like a full-out single-player experience. Essentially what I wanted was Marvel's Spider-Man, but this time with the whole Avengers crew. And that's kind of what I was expecting to see instead of some online game, which they decided to make. I'll still play it, but it just means it won't be my favorite PS4 game of all time. This next one I'm going to mention kind of gives away my otaku identity, and that is Sword Art Online Alicization Lycoris? Alicization? Like, you guys tell me how to pronounce this. I've given up. The new Sword Art Online game. Last game on the list, a little bit of a special mention because I am kind of eating my own words up with this game because it doesn't have a specific release date, and that is Digimon Survive. It was initially going to come out last year, but they delayed it to this year, and who knows when it's dropping in the market. The problem with these designs is that Digimon Survive has nothing to do at all with Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. The worlds are not connected, they don't belong to the same universe, and some concepts are entirely different. And that is one concern, or one thing I don't understand about Bandai, because they don't have consistency in developing these Digimon titles. They let different developers develop these games, but they're not connected, which means each and every single game has to be good in quality in order to sell. And in fact, Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth series is fantastic, but it's gotten to the point that the game was selling so badly that the producer himself was like shouting out on Instagram or something for people to buy their game, and that's the problem, or the reason why I feel like Digimon is outcompeted by Pokemon in the international market, up to a point that some kids nowadays think Digimon is a Pokemon clone or a Pokemon ripoff. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the game. I hope it amazes me. I hope it's the best Digimon game I've ever played. And I really do hope Bandai do a better job with Digimon as an IP, because it's a truly fantastic IP and it deserves better. That's it, guys. That's all I want to talk about today. If I counted correctly, that is 13 games. So I only wanted to talk about games with exact release dates because they are all coming out in like the next 4 to 5 months. So at this point in time, that conversation is relevant. And I didn't want to mention games with to be announced 2020 because, you know, any games can be delayed. So talking about games at this point that may potentially be released even next year or the year after, like Breath of the Wild 2, or some games I'm really excited for, like Biomutant, seems a little off topic or irrelevant. So yeah, what do you guys think? Are there any games you guys are anticipating that's releasing in 2020? What's your most anticipated game for 2020? Let's talk in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!